The neon sign flickered above the entrance of Dawson's bar, casting a siren glow on the rain-soaked streets of the city. It was a place veiled in a smoky haze, where the clink of glasses punctuated the dim murmur of fragmented conversations. A jazz band played in the far corner, bleeding soulful tunes into the hearts of the lost and lonely. Jade Mason tilted her fedora back, her eyes scanning the room with practiced indifference. She was a private investigator by trade, a cynic by choice, dressed in sharp contrasts and sharper wit. Her current client, a flamboyant businessman named Carl Venro, suspected his partner of siphoning funds. Venro's partner and Jade's Mark was supposed to meet his clandestine lover here tonight. The bartender, a burly man with a nose that had been broken more times than he cared to remember, nodded at Jade as she approached. "The usual?" he asked in a voice that Gravel would envy. "Make it a double," Jade replied, pulling up a stool. She settled in, the cool leather comforting against her back, and her gaze hovered on the mirror across the bar. It allowed her to watch the door without turning around, an old habit from too many cases involving too many dangerous faces. Time ticked by slowly, stretching out moments into eternities. Patrons came and went, blurring into a parade of potential suspects and jilted lovers. Then, at the stroke of 11, he walked in. Vincent Dell, Venro's partner. He was a smooth operator, dressed to the nines and radiating a charm that was almost palpable. Jade noted the woman who hurried in behind him, her face obscured by a large hat. They chose a secluded booth, shadows cloaking their features, but not enough to hide the guilty tilt of conspiracy. Jade slipped from her seat, her heart a hummingbird against the cage of her ribs. She approached casually, the echoes of her heels muffled by the sultry saxophone. Hovering near the booth, she feigned interest in a nearby abstract painting, her ears straining over the music. Snippets of their conversation reached her. Numbers, dates, a deal gone sour, and the unmistakable mention of offshore accounts. Jade's fingers danced along the recorder in her pocket, ensuring it captured every syllable. Just as she was about to pull away, the woman's voice, sharp and clear, cut through the other noises. "Vincent, we can't keep doing this. What if Carl finds out?" The confidence in Vincent's reply didn't match his fidgeting hands. "He won't. He's too busy with his new toy to care about what's happening right under his nose." Perfect, Jade thought. Not just embezzlement, but infidelity. Two for the price of one. She waited for them to leave before returning to her bar stool, a sly grin tugging at her lips. The bartender raised an eyebrow as he poured her another drink. "Something interesting tonight?" he asked. Jade took a slow sip, her eyes on the dark liquid. "Just the usual dirty secrets," she replied, her voice a blend of satisfaction and lament. As the last notes of the band faded into the night, Jade knew her job here was done. With evidence to leverage, she could wrap this case up neatly. The city might sleep under the veil of the dark, but for those thriving in its shadows, there was no rest for the wicked or the weary. Outside, the rain had stopped, leaving the streets glazed in a reflective sheen like a promise. A promise that as long as there were secrets, there would be someone like Jade Mason to uncover them, one dimly lit bar at a time.